Hello everybody, it's vanburman here, and today I'm in the kitchen. Brr. And I'm going to be doing a Victoria sponge. So, without further ado, I go through the ingredients to start with. So there's two ways you can go about doing it. You can either make two sponge bases and then stick them together, or you can do what I'm doing, making one and cutting it in half. So, as you can see on here, the caster sugar itself has even got the Victoria sponge on there. So you know this is the right sugar for the job. So you're going to need about 225 grams of caster sugar, 225 grams of butter. I've gone for unsalted because, I don't know, a teaspoon baking powder. I can't remember much self-raising flour, but some. I have to go and check that out. And, well, there's 6 eggs here, but you only need 4. So, first thing you must do is preheat the oven to 180 degrees. And then you must line your baking tray with grease-proof paper, which is what I'm doing. And now I'm just going to go and add a little bit of lubrication to it in the form of this butter, which is quite convenient really, seeing as, you know, it's here already. I'll spare you watching me grease up a bit of paper. Right, there it is in the pan. If this works, I'm gonna rename it a vanburman sponge rather than a Victoria sponge. Don't fail me now. Whoops, you missed me putting it in. And now I believe it's about 20 or so minutes, but yeah, this is the quite considerable mess I've made. And there is the whisk, which I was very silly in using, I think. It does taste like Victoria sponge. I'll say that for it. Anyway, now for a short interlude. Right, it's the moment of truth. We're going to get the cake out of the oven. Well, it smells a bit burnt, but who knows, maybe it'll be okay. Stick it down on there. Apparently, one of the things you can do to test if it's good or not is to stick a knife in it. So, I have a knife here. And the knife is clean, no batter on there, which means it should be done. So I'm going to take this out of the tray now, and then I'm going to leave it to cool down on this wire mesh, whatever it is, for about 5 minutes, and then we'll see about cutting it and putting the filling in. I decided to cut it off camera as it was a bit too important to try and do one-handed, and unfortunately it cut okay, but then when I lifted it up it, well, broke off. This is actually the top piece, which actually managed to stay together fairly well, but the bottom piece, well, didn't. But, you know, doesn't matter. I'm going to spread the stuff on this bit here, and then I'm just going to stick the other bits on top, and it's going to look like an absolute mess, but, you know, a bit of the broken off, I tasted it, and it actually tastes okay. I mean, you don't really think you can get sponge that much wrong anyway. Very nice. So, for the filling, because of course you can use many things, I have gone for Cornish clotted cream, which I am now struggling to open. There it is. Right, that'll do. I made such a mess of this. And I've gone for strawberry conserve. And it was only one they had, so I sort of had to go for it. I'm just going to put this down while I unscrew the top, which is going to be one of those painfully difficult ones. There we go. Now I actually didn't think about how I was going to do this, so I'm just going to go and wash this spoon with the clotted cream on, and an unholy amount of sponge on the spoon as well, must be said. And I'm just going to try and break up this jam a bit. Now this has got 50% fruit in, so yeah, presumably the other 50% is probably just sugar, but and this is definitely not the best example of a Victoria sponge ever. However, I can probably say that it's going to taste quite nice. I mean, you know, all the bits are there. They're just, well, not done terribly well. Look at my spoon, anyway. Probably put far too much jelly on now. I don't know why I'm saying jelly, I'm not American. Right, that'll do. Now I'm going to try and glue the bits together somehow. I think that goes like that. Well, that's obviously missing a centerpiece. But give this cake a name, I suppose, like volcano cake or Hobbit cake. I don't know why it would be Hobbit, but yeah. And I seem to have just this great big slab left at the end, which is slightly worrying. But yeah, they have a Victoria sponge with, yeah. I will say this sponge is actually not too bad. Perfectly fine. Anyway, there it is. I failed miserably. I should try some of this in the clock. Oh my goodness me. This is probably the weakest sponge. It just breaks apart. The mere touch of anything. Yeah? I mean, it should be okay. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Clotted cream, some jam. Go on then, let's try. Yeah, perfectly fine. There you have it, guys. If you want to make a crappy vanburman Victoria sponge, get someone else to do it. See you very soon, guys. Goodbye.